Egg custard is an all-time classic. Easy to make, delicious, and nourishing. Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here for another healthy recipe. And in this video, I'm going to make egg custard. If you're new to the Happy Now Olivia community, my name is Olivia, and I'm passionate about being happy and healthy. I believe we're all responsible for our own happiness, and I believe anyone who puts in the work can be happy now. So stay tuned for this healthy recipe video. Egg custard is the first healthy dessert that I learned to make when I began to nourish my body, and I get so excited about it because it's so easy to make and so delicious. And what we need to make it is 3 cups of the highest quality milk you can get, fresh and unpasteurized being the best, a 1/4 teaspoon of high quality salt, in this case I'm using real salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of organic vanilla extract, 1/2 a cup of high quality maple syrup, and 6 beautiful pasture-raised organic eggs. We also need a basic bowl, a whisk, a spatula, and some basic measuring spoons. I always say you want to get the highest quality ingredients you can get. And if that means not getting something that's organic or pasture-raised, that's okay, if that's what you can do right now. But we always want to strive to get the best quality ingredients to put in our bodies. So let's start making this. Super easy, and that's one thing I love about this. Being healthy doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. We can get fancy all day long, and we will get fancy in this kitchen, but it doesn't have to be hard. It just takes a little bit of effort. Okay, we've got our 6 eggs, and I'm going to begin. 1. You know, I always have this dream of being able to crack an egg with one hand, okay? Let's grab one that is bigger. Let me try. 9 out of 10 times, this is not going to work for me, okay? Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I did it! Okay, the reason in most of the times that does not work for me is because I have small hands. And that took me about 3 seconds longer than it needed to take. So I am just going to use my 2 hands. Some of us have limitations. That's just life. Okay, so we have these beautiful pasture-raised eggs, and now we're going to whisk them. But I need to wipe my hands. So I'm going to whisk them, but I can already see there's a little bit of a shell, and I guarantee you this is because I tried to crack an egg with one hand. This is what happens when I do that kind of thing. Can't do it. Okay, we're going to whisk this, like so. This takes a couple of seconds to whisk. Great. Now we are going to add the maple syrup and the organic vanilla to the eggs. So vanilla, organic vanilla, it just usually puts together a dish. It is just wonderful. And I want to put actually a teaspoon of vanilla extract. It smells so good. Now, a tip, do not do this over the bowl with the eggs, okay? I'm not saying that you're gonna drop 1/4 of a bottle of vanilla extract into your bowl of food. I'm not saying that ever happened to me. Don't tell anyone. But I have learned to mitigate this by doing it outside of the bowl, okay? Okay, I'm gonna put my teaspoon of vanilla extract, and now I'm going to put 1/2 a cup of maple syrup. And you absolutely want to get a high quality maple syrup. Now 1/2 a cup of maple syrup is quite a bit, okay? This is a healthy dessert, absolutely, and it is completely guilt-free. Anything that I make in this kitchen is guilt-free because it's nourishing, but anything that I make that contains added natural sugar like this, it may be healthy, but that doesn't mean you can eat it all day long. We have to be moderate when we eat any kind of natural sugar. so just absolutely beautiful. You get this beautiful, beautiful brown, yellowy color. The reason I have the spatula is because I don't want to waste even an ounce of these ingredients. They cost money and they're very, very special. There we go. Boom. Whisk a little bit more and we're good to go. Done with the maple syrup. Now we want to put our 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Very important to balance out the sweet in this dessert. And in this case, I'm using real salt. You guys know it's one of the 3 salts that I use in the kitchen, and I like this one for this particular reason, to make a dessert, because it is very fine. It is very fine. I don't want big chunks of Himalayan or Celtic salt in my dessert. That is why I use finely ground real salt for something like this. Whisk again. Now we want to add our milk, our delicious, delicious fresh milk. And you want to add 3 cups of it. In this case, I need to add 1 more cup. Okay, this is my fresh milk from the farm. I'm going to shake it because the cream gets to the top. You want to mix it. And I'm going to measure 1 cup, 1 other cup. Okay, and I'm gonna add another cup. I don't know how to tell you how easy to make this is, except that I'm showing you. That's it. Okay, I'm mixing. I mixed it. That's about it. That's good. And now this is going to go in the oven for 45 to 50 minutes. It's okay. Okay, I just spilled some. Don't do that. It's okay to have these little white bits here. That's basically egg white, egg yolk that you see floating around. That's okay. You don't have to whisk it to death. Now I have to clean the mess I made. Okay. So I'm giving you a range of 45 to 50 minutes because everyone's oven works differently. And when you make this dessert a couple of times, you basically figure out what the sweet spot is in your kitchen. What I can tell you is that probably around 30 minutes, it's going to start cooking and rise up and swell and start to sizzle, and it's going to look super, super delicious. And at around between 45 to 50 minutes or so, you're gonna know it's done when you insert a clean knife into it and it comes out completely clear. There'll be a time when you get so good that you'll know exactly when the right time to insert it is. When I first started doing this, I inserted it a couple of times early. You get residue in the knife and the egg custard gets a little bit mangled because you kind of stab it a couple of times. So you'll get good enough that that won't happen to you. Now I'm going to put this in the oven and I'll be back in 50 minutes. So we're back and I'm so excited. The custard has come out of the oven. It is beautiful. It is perfect. It was sizzling just a moment ago. It is hot, hot in and wonderful. It smells so good. It smells of beautiful egg and maple syrup. I have to remember these burnt things. I don't remember what they're called, but I routinely hurt myself in the kitchen. I have to constantly remind myself not to. Anyway, here we have this wonderful and delicious custard, and it took about 50 minutes. At about 45, 46, I went in with a knife and it did not come out clear. And so I went in 4 minutes later at around 49 to 50 and voila, it was perfect and clear. And I told you guys this was so easy and quick. This is the kind of dish that will impress your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your parents, your friends, anyone. You will impress yourself, okay? Ah, so delicious and so easy and nourishing. So here we have the hot version, and I'm gonna leave this to chill. You can have this hot, there's nothing wrong with that. I personally don't like it so hot. I let it cool for about 2 hours before I put it in the fridge, or before maybe I consume it. What I like to do is to chill it and then have it. And of course I have a chilled one I made yesterday. And you're gonna see how different they look. And don't be afraid, it looks a lot more appetizing when it comes out of the oven than when it is chilled, but it won't affect the taste or the nutrients. So we're putting the hot one aside, and now let's try the one that I made yesterday. Boom. It is so delicious. I get so excited. I get so excited. So this is what it looks like once you serve, and you're going to have this liquid, which is a delicious sweet liquid. Basically, it's going to have that maple syrup flavor, and you can pour that over your custard like this, and it'll just make it extra delicious. So let me try it. It is so good. Okay, I have to have another one. It is so smooth, sweet, and delicious with that eggy flavor. And there will be parts like this that will be super smooth. They just melt in your mouth. And there will be parts like this, a little bit grittier. With a completely different texture, and yet all absolutely incredibly delicious. So some of you may say to me, Olivia, is it really possible to have a healthy dessert? Absolutely. See, the way I see desserts is not something separate from everything else I eat. It doesn't matter whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or a snack. Anything that comes out of my kitchen is meant to nourish my body. When it comes to desserts, from my kitchen, they're completely and absolutely guilt-free. They're healthy. Now, that doesn't mean that they should be indulged upon. That's the thing with dessert. And with a dessert like this, it is incredibly nourishing, but it does have that added sugar. Even if it's natural sugar, sugar is sugar, and it acts in your body certain ways. So we have to have a respect for the ingredients, a respect for what this kind of amount of, for example, maple syrup will do in our bodies. This is not something that I make every week or that I have every day. Well, now I have two, so we're definitely going to be eating a custard for the next week for sure. So what are some of the logistics? This dessert will last for about a week in the fridge. I don't think it will last that long. This is so delicious. Your kids will love it, you will love it, your friends will love it, everyone will love it. So it'll disappear. But just in case you find yourself with 2 egg custards, you might have to do something there to make sure you eat it within a week. So what's my bottom line? There is wisdom in old recipes, a lot of wisdom, and I love it. In this case, we have a wonderful amount of fat and protein that helps to balance out the amount of sugar in this recipe. And you can lessen the amount of maple syrup. I have in the past lessened it from half a cup to a quarter of a cup. But at that point, you're kind of having scrambled eggs. So I found that if you really want that sweet aspect of it, that half a cup is pretty good. You just have to be mindful of how much you eat and when you eat it. Today's my wife's birthday, so this is a special treat. This is for her. She has a sweet tooth, so I know she will love this, and it'll be a special way to celebrate. This recipe is so easy to make, as you saw, and when you eat it, you know you are nourishing yourself. There's nothing to feel guilty about with this recipe. So let me know how you love this recipe and how your family or your friends loved it as well. There is no other way that they're going to react except to love it. So let me know how it goes. If you're new to the Happy Now Olivia community, please subscribe. Why? So you can get more amazing healthy recipes. And so you can help me spread my message of happiness, health, knowledge, and inspiration. Because I truly believe that happiness and positivity can spread millions of times more than hate and negativity. And they can change the world, one person at a time. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and delicious meal. See you next video.